everybody, my name is Kelly. I'm sorry I'm getting this video up a little bit late. I had some problems. I kind of relapsed into some depression these last couple weeks and have needed to take some time to focus on me. But I did want to get a video up, even though it might be a little bit rough. I did want to get a video up because I had worked really hard on this project, and I really wanted to get the video out there so that everybody could see. When I first started thinking about this project, I had many things in mind that I thought were important pieces or important things about me, but they didn't all fit onto a flat piece of poster board. So I tried to think of some three-dimensional things that I could kind of build into and get to relate to the things that I wanted to show you guys. But I really couldn't come up with something, a single unit, a single cohesive idea. And it kind of dawned on me that right now, I don't really think of myself as a cohesive person. And what I mean by that is right now I feel like I'm a whole lot of pieces kind of separated in many different areas. And so I decided that it would be best to look at the parts of me or the things that make me me as pieces. The first piece that I would like to talk about is my home. And my home is kind of the canvas for this project for me. Everything that really displays who I am can be found in my home. It really is the canvas of my life. If you go through my house, you will find out everything pretty much about me. So I thought it was appropriate to have, instead of a poster board or a suitcase or a skateboard or something like that to build my project off of, I really wanted to be able to take you guys around my home as I show you the different pieces that are me right now. So my first piece is my home. It is my home base. It's my safe place. My home is incredibly important to me. Not only the people that in it that make up my family, but like I said, just having a safe place to go, a place to be yourself, a place where there's no judgment, is incredibly important to me. So the first really big piece of me is my home. And then we're going to take a walk into my kitchen. This is where I keep the second piece of me. And the second piece of me, I really wanted to portray by my medications. And this part of me that is so important is the mental health piece. I have struggled with anxiety, panic disorder, and major depressive disorder for several years now. After the thing that was really important to me to talk about in this portion of the film was that I know that in holistic health there's a really big emphasis on using alternative ways to deal with mental health issues. And for me, it's really important that medication not be overused, but definitely used where it is necessary. And I am a case like that. I take, as you can see, various medications. I think there's 6 in all. And the reason that these are so important to me is a couple years ago, or about a year and a half ago, I had some genetic testing done and discovered that my brain does not make the protein correctly to make neurotransmitters. I have a genetic abnormality, so the protein that my brain makes cannot make neurotransmitters. So it really didn't matter what I was doing, how I was being, I was not able to make the appropriate levels of neurotransmitters. So I had to go on medications that would help this and help my brain be able to process this. And so as you guys go forward, whether it's being a practitioner or whatever you do with your holistic health degree, I really would like you to be able to remember that even though it is great for medication not to be used, sometimes it is very, very important that medication is used. So again, mental health, very big part of who I am. Secondly, I would like to talk about my physical health, and we're gonna take a walk over to my countertop. Over here, I've got a couple of things that I wanted to showcase with that. The first thing that I thought would be really good is a tube of sunscreen. About 2.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with melanoma. I had to undergo several surgeries to get it all removed. And so taking care of my skin, being very hyperactive about skin checks and everything like that has become a huge part of who I am. At the beginning of this year, I was actually diagnosed a second time with melanoma and had to undergo some more surgeries. So this has become a big part of who I am with regard to my physical health. And I've had some other things happen. I went through a period where I was experiencing really bad syncope. There was one day that I passed out, injured my neck, and gave myself a concussion and had to be rushed to the emergency room in the ambulance. So I've got my neck brace here from that. And then I have my TENS unit, just because with stress, anxiety, depression, stuff like that, I have a tendency to clench my jaw a lot. I have a lot of stress-related headaches, and this is a non-medicinal way that really helps me be able to relax the muscles in my back and my shoulders to help. So there's the mental health part of me. I'm sorry, the physical health part of me. Moving along, this is a part of me that has always been a big part of me, but there has been a whole lot of emphasis over the last year about what this means to me, what this person means to me, and it's kind of difficult to talk about. At the beginning of the year, a couple months into the year, I lost my mom. It was really sudden. She went from being totally fine, hospitalized for 10 days, and then passing away. So what has been a really, really big piece of me is the grieving process, reconciling my feelings and my guilt and all the things I never got to do or with her or be able to do for her. It's also it's been really hard to stay on top of my mental health because of all this going on. So this piece of me, and it's a big piece of me, is my mom. And I wanted to kind of showcase, I have this bag, and this is my mom bag. These are all the things that really, really remind me of my mom. I've got a picture of my mom and I. I've got pictures of my mom in here. I've got things that probably don't make sense, but I have her Birkenstocks, which were very much her. I have things like her reading glasses and her eye drops, which she was never without. And probably my favorite thing in here is her perfume. When I'm really struggling, when I really need to feel close to her, just being able to smell this, to smell her smell, has really helped a lot. So this bag of kind of the pieces of my mom that really resonate with me is something else that I wanted to include in this kind of hunt around my house, this presentation. So definitely my mom is a huge part of my life, always has been, but it's really been highlighted in a different way right now. I'm really dealing with a lot of emotional issues around my mom's death. So we're gonna walk kind of to my stairs now. Here I have the next piece of me, which is my family. As you can see the pieces up here. I have all of my family, my 2 daughters, my husband, me. We're all kind of showcased on the wall going upstairs. My family is a huge part of who I am. My identity definitely changed when I got married, when I had kids, and this is just a huge part of who I am. They mean the world to me. I would do anything for them. So let's see if we can grab this piece. So definitely family is a big piece of who I am. Next I'm going to move on to kind of some goals that I have for me, and these goals are pretty big in my life right now. We're going to be kind of moving to my couch here, and this is where I sit and do homework. It is a huge goal for me to graduate with this degree. I have an associate's degree in science, but my mom had always wanted me to get a bachelor's degree, so this is a goal that I'm really working towards, kind of for her, definitely for me. But this is my office right now. This is where I sit and do homework. This is where I study. So yeah, so school, very big part of who I am. I'm hoping that I graduate within the next year, so the end is in sight. And another big goal that I have for myself, like I said, I have my husband, my daughter, and 2 stepkids, and we have a pretty tiny house. We're in a little townhouse right now, and I can kind of stand here and pan around and pretty much show you everything, and that's about it. So another goal that I have in life that is really important to me, something that I feel is a pretty big piece of me, is working towards buying a house. And I have my house piece over here by the keys. These are my keys, and I still have, even though we've sold my mom's house, I still have my mom's house key. It's kind of my reminder to keep moving forward with this goal, and just to make sure, just kind of my everyday reminder about this goal, and just being able to keep moving forward. Finally, we have my dogs, and my dogs are so important to me. My dogs offer comfort. My dogs, there's my Mookie, hey Mooks, and there's my Xena. And my dogs are kind of my best friends. They know when I'm having a hard time. They're able to make me feel very safe when my anxiety starts spiking out of control. They really are members of the family. They're not, I don't even know if they know that they're dogs anymore. I think that they think that they're people, and we wouldn't have it any other way. So another big piece of me is my dogs. I rely on my dogs a lot, and they have always been there for me. So we've kind of gathered everything from the house, all the pieces. I think I have about 9 pieces in total. So I'm gonna kind of show you guys everything all laid out so you can kind of see all the things that I wanted to, include in my collage that I didn't think I could get onto a 2-dimensional board, and all the pieces. So give me just a minute and I'll be right back. Here are kind of all of my pieces laid out. I've got my physical health, pictures of my family, keys to represent my goal to buy a house. I've got my home, which again, I'm just showcasing by walking around my home and showing you guys what I'm all about. School with school books, mental health with medication. I've got my mom with my mom bag, and my dogs. And there's actually one more piece that I wanted to talk about, and that is success. So being successful has always been really important to me, but I feel like it was important to include this because my definition of success has been changing a lot lately. It used to be really closely tied to success being finishing school, having a good paying job, being able to buy a house, things like that. And especially over the last year, it has really changed. So like I said, I feel like these are all pieces that are important to me, but they're still very much so pieces. They don't overlap. Inside of me, they just feel like fragments, parts of who I am just kind of floating around. And so as I've learned and as I've grown and as I have changed this year has been, like I said, very difficult, but also very enlightening in a lot of ways. I have discovered that my success is not based on what I do or how much I have. My success is more importantly tied to being able to take all of these pieces, all of these seemingly misshapen parts of who I am, and all of the pressure and all of the stress that I've been under. And success is now working towards and being able to build on my pieces and be able to find out where they all fit in my life, and being able to put myself back together as a whole. And so my hope is that even though I feel like a fragmented person right now, even though I feel like nothing really fits together, that I'm a bunch of pieces floating around in nothingness right now, that through all the pressure, all the strain, all the difficult times, all the good times, reaching my goals, I'm going to be able to put all my pieces together. And success will be when I become a strong, beautiful person with all of these pieces in a spot, and know that every little piece of me has worked to become this whole person. I may not always be perfect. I may have flaws. I know that I'll have flaws, but being able to put pieces together and find out where everything fits in your life, and using your stress as something to create something beautiful and strong is now my definition of success. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope you guys have a wonderful break. And again, I'm sorry that this is late, but I really did want to be able to show you guys all of the things that I feel that are me right now. Thanks for watching. Bye.